Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. It's my aim in this channel to really help people explore the cause of some of their issues in adult life today. And though the cause is always, in my view, what we learned in childhood. And if you came from a dysfunctional or narcissistic type family system, then the impact is real, and we do need to go back and uncover some of the unhealthy messages that we internalize about ourselves as a result of the multi-generational dysfunction in our families. It's not just your parents who are to blame. This is, part of the intergenerational transmission of the wounds that come as a result of trauma. Um, so the topic for today is the following. In a dysfunctional family, uh, you were made to feel that you had been bad in a different way, in one key different way, than if you had grown up in a more healthy, functional family. And of course, no family is perfect. There's no family in the world that can put a sign up outside their house saying, you know, no issues here, fully healthy and functioning. Not at all. There's a good enough, as Donald Winnicott would say, a good enough family life as opposed to a dysfunctional one. Some describe it as more of an unhealthy environment. And that's what we're going to look at today, the distinction between these two. So, what do I mean by this? And why is it important that we understand this distinction? So let me let me try to explain what I mean here. So, in a healthier home, when you did something displeasing, you either knew that you'd done wrong because you chose to do that wrong thing, because you'd been told previously, not to do it. So you actively did it anyway. And you were aware then, oh gosh, yes, I've done something wrong. I've done this wrong thing and I've been caught out. So you knew why you were bad. Or in a healthy home, you might not have known in the moment, but shortly afterwards, it would have been explained to you in a presumably calmish way, but firm, that made you understand what it was and also see the reasons that the behaviors were bad. You get it now, but not you as a person. Now, in a dysfunctional or unhealthier home, a narcissistic system especially, there's a difference. Now, you will have more than likely experienced the first situation where you know what it was that you did wrong, and you've been caught out, or you've displeased your parents, but you're aware of what it is that's displeased them. So there's a sense there of in a way, a strange sense of empowerment that, okay, I get what I've done wrong and I can take ownership of that. Or, now here is the key difference. You didn't know what it was that you'd done to displease mum or dad, and you were left racking your brains trying to figure out what it was that had displeased her so much, or caused her to get a headache, as one of my clients was saying recently, or made her give you that look of utter disgust when no one else was watching. You see, in a narcissistic or dysfunctional family, and this is really key to get, you are made to feel that you are somehow doubly bad because you don't know that you are being bad. Does that make sense? So it's worse knowing you've been bad because the thing that you've been bad for, you don't even realize. So what happens is, you just being you naturally, your natural state, your authentic self is somehow bad because you don't know that you're being bad. You won't be aware of when you're being bad. That's sort of what is fostered within the child growing up in a dysfunctional family system. So you can see here the roots, the seeds of self-doubt, anxiety, disconnecting from the self, CPTSD. All of these things this is where it begins, back there, in the sense of, oh my goodness, just as myself, just me being me, is potentially me not being aware of me being bad. Um, and that's a key thing to get in this video here. I hope I'm explaining it clearly. It's quite a hard one to communicate. Let me try to give you some more input on this. So you see, you learned that just being free and being yourself was not safe because you may not know that you're being bad. You learned that you must always monitor your actions, your words, and your behaviors before doing them, or else you may get rejected. And you may not know what it is you're being rejected for because it's never explained to you. The parent will just kind of go off in a huff or may just roll their eyes or may just shake their head or something like that, or even slam a door and you're not 100% sure of what it is that you've done to cause such a reaction. And of course, as a child, then you're left kind of, what was it that I did? How have I caused this? It's always me that's the problem here. Just me being me is a problem. And it causes these effects on others, these displeasing effects for others. In fact, it causes them discomfort, it causes them headaches. Therefore, I am bad. I am bad if I don't adapt myself and somehow change. So in a dysfunctional family, you learn that I am bad just by freely being me. So those moments of racking one's brain, trying to figure out why your parent responded like that, cause you to believe that you are shameful, that you are bad, you're not normal. And that's because you don't even realize that you're being bad. You're not lovable just as you are. And instead, in order to be loved, you must never relax and just be yourself and say what you think or do what you want. No, no, no. That's what makes you unlovable and liable to be rejected from the group. So moving forward now, you have to constantly look out there to see the reactions of others to how you are being, what you are doing. You have to learn from others. What must I be, do, think, or say? And be on alert the whole time. What I must cut off from my instincts, from my intuition, from my gut, and instead I must have an external locus of control, as they call it. I must look to others to tell me, am I okay? Am I good? Or am I bad? And so this will play out big time adulthood. You may find yourself anxiously monitoring how you act, what you say in groups, doubting yourself, coming home, going over and over and over everything you've said, done, or maybe because I said this, or maybe it was because or should I have done that, or should I have worn this, or maybe it's because of constantly trying to rack your brains to find why you've been bad, because then there's a bit of relief. And you see, the relief you were meant to get in childhood was meant to come from the parent. The relief was, no, darling, look, you know, when you I don't know, you slam the door or something like that, you know, that's not a helpful way to express your anger. What we need to do is, you know, the parent will explain about how to manage anger or help you understand where it's coming from. But instead, you were left with no relief. You didn't realize what it was that you'd done wrong. And you're left in a state of real anxiety, trying as best you can to make sure that it doesn't happen again, that you don't do whatever it was that caused the displeasure. So you can see, as an adult, then you'll be constantly monitoring what you say, what you do with friends or anyway. The self-doubt that was fostered in childhood has borne fruit in adulthood via close monitoring and control of one's behavior to conform with the group or peers in order that they never see the true, free, authentic you that you learned was unacceptable for some reason, and you're still not 100% sure what that is, but you try to rack your brains now whenever you get a slight sense that someone may be rejecting you, you know, any hint that somebody may dislike you in a group, particularly with friends or the social group or work, you're on high alert for others' reactions towards you, and that those reactions don't have to be words. Often, it's the physical body language responses that are the trigger for this going within and beating oneself up and, you know, going over and over things within, trying to find some relief. So what's the solution here? Well, I mean, you know, as I always say, you know, maybe I am bigging up my own course, but you know, look, it's something that is proving so helpful for people, and I've got these two magnificent tools in it that really are so helpful. You know, what what all of us are looking for really is some relief, some soothing. We're looking for a good parent. All of us are really. But as you know, you'll have heard, we all have to be that for ourselves. So in my course, I have these two tools that really, really help with this. They really do bring about some relief. But you know, apart from that, you know, it's time now to get that internalized narcissistic parent off the throne in your life. They're still running the show. You know, we need to bring them off that pedestal. And we need to begin to allow your little child, in other words, to be free, to let go of fear and to begin delighting in being you. And who gives a rat's what anyone else thinks? That's the courage that's required for healing. And I would be so happy to guide you and support you as you begin to reclaim your freedom. That's what it is really at the end, the freedom to be you. Um, so please do book in for a free consultation if this is something that you're wanting in your life. If you're struggling with anxiety or CPTSD or any of these things, there is a way to find that relief and to move on as well. It's very, very possible. Thanks, everybody. Please do leave your comments or thoughts on this matter or your experience too. It's really helpful to read your comments, and I do try to reply to each one of them. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye now.